When you first wake up in the morning, what is the first thing on your mind? When you go to bed at night, what is the last thing on your mind? And throughout the day, what is the main thing on your mind? Those questions are important, especially if you're a Christian. Because if your answer to that question is anything but Christ or anything but God or anything but your relationship with Him, you may have something in its place. Something might be blocking it as an obstacle, trying to get in the way of your relationship with God. He should be the main thing on your mind during the day. He should be the first thing on your mind in the morning, the last thing on your mind at night. That's a true, intimate, passionate, devoted relationship. That's what it looks like. And so a lot of people, from what I've seen, they put the grind, they put the hustle, they put the motivation to become something and to get all this material success. That is their day-to-day ambition. That's what they live for. And while it's okay to have material success, and God is not against that, it cannot take the place in your heart where God belongs. And so I'm going to read you a scripture from 1 Timothy. This is Paul talking to the believers, telling us how we should approach material success and how should we balance the things that we pursue in life with how we pursue God. 1 Timothy 6, verse 6. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we can't take anything out of the world. But if we have food and clothing, with these we will be content. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. I'm going to stop there. See, when Jesus talked about the rich man, he said it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Now, he did not say it is impossible. And Paul just said it is not impossible. Those who desire to be rich, he didn't say they're going to fall into hell. They're going to fall into temptation. They're going to fall into sinful and harmful desires. See, it's still their choice whether or not they're going to act on those desires or if how they're going to respond to that temptation. But at the end of the day, it is more difficult. Why? Because you are now being pleasured with a lot of the lust of the eyes. A lot of the pride of life is around you because you have so much access and resources. Because you begin to develop a love for the money, a love for the pride of life. He said godliness, seeking to be like God, with contentment, which means being grateful for what you already have, is already great gain. So even if you don't have material success, you already have great gain because you have godliness and you are content with what God already gave you. For the love of money, verse 10, is the root of all kinds of evils. But as for you, O man of God, flee these things. Pursue righteousness, godliness, faith, love, steadfastness, gentleness. Fight the good fight of the faith. He is saying to stay faithful. Stay faithful to God. Stay faithful to goodness, to godliness. If your pursuit of that is greater than your pursuit of God, you have an idol. To all my fellow Christians, it is time we put Christ where He belongs, which is first, and pursue Him over everything.